Hey guys, what's going on? So I want to talk about a little touchy subject here, and that's all this shit that's been going on with the school shooting, the theater shooting, the Boston bombings, the kidnappings in Cleveland. With a major crime like this, where we have a subject in custody that there is absolutely zero doubt that this person is guilty of the crime. I have a problem with the fact that these states, there's not a state or a city out there right now that isn't overburdened with backlogs of criminal cases and you know, overburdened with prisoners and the cost of what it takes to house these prisoners. And here's the thing with a prisoner, if you think, you know, life in prison is such a bad thing, you know, it's kind of like when you go into the military. When you first get there, it's culture shock. All of a sudden, you don't have a lot of the freedoms that you're used to, but you get used to it. And in prison, it's kind of the same thing. Eventually, it becomes just your life. And you don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about any economic collapse. You don't have to worry about any of this crap. You just live your life. And, you know, sure, you can't go down and, you know, go to the bar and get laid or whatever. I'm sure they might have their ways of doing that, but it really does become a different life, and you get used to it. I have an issue with the death penalty and the way that it's drug out on criminals that are obviously behind the horrific crimes that they've committed. Now, I know there's going to be a bunch of people jumping on here about the conspiracy theories and all this stuff. I'm not a big conspiracy guy. You know, there's a lot of people saying or talking a lot of conspiracies about the school shooting, the Boston bombings, the theater shootings. I personally don't see it. Is it a coincidence that all this is going down while our dickhead in chief is trying to take away our rights? Yeah, it is. And it does raise questions, but I think it's, in my opinion, pretty obvious that these guys committed the crime. Now the Cleveland thing, the guy that kidnapped these 3 young ladies and took away their life, took away they're never going to be how can you say that? How can you go through that and be a well-adjusted person? They may be able to move on with their life and make the best of it, but they've got this thing in the back of their head that is just, it's horrific. And it's obvious. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that this, and he's the only name I'm going to mention because he's not, you know, the serial or the mass shooter like these other guys. This Arias guy, there's no doubt that he did this, and possibly even before. I heard a report that there was possibly a woman there prior to, I forget her name, the first one that got there that was freed. But my point in all this, when you have a subject like all of these that I've named right now or put out there, and there's no doubt that they're the ones that committed the crime, why waste the taxpayers' money when there's already so much money going into the justice system, already so much money being spent to house prisoners, most of which are for bullshit crimes like marijuana, stuff like that. That's a whole nother video, I guess. I personally think, now, although the cost has gone up an extreme amount, a 45 round is still only about $1. One to the temple, he's done. Now, the bombing subject, call him a suspect, obviously they did it. I'm going to get a lot of naysayers on that, but whatever. I could see why you'd want to hold him for a little while. Try and get some information out of him. Although, I personally believe that he was influenced by his older brother, which thankfully is already dead. Although, it would have been nice to maybe get some information out of him and then put that 45 in his temple. Cost $1 for a 45. Somebody willing to do it, which I'm sure there's plenty out there willing to, and be done with it. Save the taxpayers a ton of money. There's going to be so many appeals. This theater shooter is now claiming insanity. Okay, fine, you're insane. You're still not safe to be out in public, so why should we have to pay to house him? I'll send the dollar right now for that 45 shell. Boom, done. You're gone. End of problem. That's my thoughts. I want to hear yours. I know I'm going to get a lot of haters on this, a lot of conspiracy guys and all this crap. Keep it cool. I'll listen to what you have to say as long as you're reasonable about it. Otherwise, you're blocked. My Boston bombing cop interview, that was family. And some people, now, some people got blocked because that is family, and I do completely disagree with their thought on the subject. Completely disagree. But you know what? Just because I disagree doesn't mean that we have to start going around calling them all these names, doing all that kind of crap. There's not a single one of you out there that doesn't have a family member or a friend that agrees with every single topic you believe in. And if they don't, are you just going to throw them aside, call them names? I don't think so. So don't come on my channel and call my family names. You get my point. Anyways, that's a different subject. This is about the death penalty, and when you have a case closed, no doubt, this is the person that did it. It's a horrific crime. They're unsafe to be in public. $1, 45 round to the temple. Done and done. Why house them for life? Why spend millions on the gas, or hundreds of thousands of dollars, or whatever it is, to put them through the gas chamber? And the justice system, as far as the what do you call them, appeals, over and over and over and over. It's obvious this person did it. Take him out, be done with it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Talk to y'all later. Have a great weekend. If you're seeing this on the day that I put it up, it's Friday, May 10th, day 41 for me, tobacco free. Love the vaporizer. It's working great for me. Talk to y'all later.